Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to use GDevelop and make a Python game. You can find GDevelop by using the search bar, and you want to search for GDevelop5. When it runs, we're going to make this. This you can see is the Mario game that we're going to make today. I'll hit play so you can see what it looks like, and you can see that the game starts with a little Mario, and the character can run and jump and do its thing. Okay, so to get started, your screen may look slightly different, but launch GDevelop, and I'm just going to go here and select create a new project. And I want you, although you could open up all sorts of demo projects, and feel free to do that on your own time, but for today, click on Empty Game, and we're going to create a new one. First thing I need to do to make my game is I need to click on Scene. So right where we have Scene, there's a plus sign. And so if I click on plus, that's going to add a scene. It's going to call the scene New Scene. And I should really rename it. Maybe call it Game Room 1. And you can have multiple rooms. And I'll just double click on that and it opens up. When it opens up, you're going to see a couple of things. One of the first things you see is it has objects in the top here. That's where we're going to make an object, and clicking the plus is how we make a new object. You're going to see properties over here, and in the middle you're going to see your room. So that's the gray area here. So we're going to start by making a Mario object. What I've done is in my drive W in the Game Maker Mario, I've got some sprites. So I'm going to click here to create an object. I go plus, and the first object I want to make is a sprite. So a sprite is going to be the animation that we're going to use on that object. I'm going to call the object up here where it has a name, I'm going to call it Object Mario. I'm going to keep it the same style as Game Maker, but you can call it whatever you like. And I'm going to click here on the plus where it says Add an Animation, and then I can edit with Piskel. So right here it says Edit with Piskel. I'll click on the paintbrush and it launches the Piskel editor. The reason I'm doing that is because the images I have I saved them in Piskel. So I'm going to click on the import folder in Piskel here. So I click on Open, and there's a little folder icon here. I click, and I'm going to go Import, and I'm going to browse a .piskel file. To find the Piskel file, I'm going to go to the collaboration drive, drive W, and that's where you'll see Mr. Poi's folder, which you've used many times in this course. So I go to Mr. Poi's folder, and it's not the hand-in folder, it's the assignment folder, and it's the Game Maker Mario. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, oh, I've already copied that to my Computer 9 folder. Well, that might be the case, but I've added some things since yesterday. So double click on Game Maker Mario, and you'll see I've got a Piskel called Mario Running Piskel, and I'm going to select Open. It's going to ask me to import it, and I'm going to say great. Let's replace the blank canvas with the Marios, and you'll see I've got frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Mario is running. That's great. I can hit the save button at the top here, and I now have a Mario. The problem is Mario's not moving. If I want Mario to move, I need to click on Loop, and that will make Mario move. Great. The next thing I need to do, and this is a feature of GDevelop, is it already has the codes for many of the game types that you're going to build, and we call those behaviors. So if I click on the tab at the top that says Behavior, I can add a behavior to this Mario object called a character, a platformer character. So the character can run and jump on platforms. So if I click it, it's going to put all the codes in, and it's going to have some defaults. As you get to play with this software, feel free to play around with the defaults, but the defaults will work just fine for the most part. So I'll click apply. So now I've created an object called Object Mario. I'm going to click plus to add a platform now. So I'm going to click on plus. I'm going to add a tiled sprite. What's the difference between a tiled sprite and a sprite? Well, I'll show you in a second what the difference is. I'm going to call this object brick, but what the difference is a tiled sprite will repeat itself, where a single sprite will just be that single sprite. I'll demonstrate what the difference when I start to create the room. So I'm going to go create, and I'm going to edit with Piskel. Again, just like we had with the running Mario, I can open a Piskel in Mr. Poi's Game Maker Mario files called brick. And then I can open up the brick. And there's the brick, which is a 14 by 14 brick. And I can replace my current brick with this 14 by 14 brick, and you'll see what it looks like. Now here's what I mean by tiled. Notice it repeats brick, 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 brick in the preview. That's what a tile will look like. It'll be multiple. If I make it bigger, it'll just fill in the area with multiple versions of it. Okay, now the brick, I'm going to have a behavior, and I'm going to add a behavior to the brick to be a platform. It's not a character, it's going to be a wall platform. So I'm going to click apply. So now I can actually put my brick, and here's what I mean. When I go to my room, let me just make the room. I'm going to drag a brick onto the screen here. I'll drag it over here, and notice if I move it, it just repeats multiple ones, and if I make it even bigger going up and down, it does the same thing, multiple ones. I can make another brick. I can make something to jump on, and I can click and make it smaller. That's closer to what the brick actually is, and I can make a little platform to jump up to. I'm going to then put Mario, and notice Mario was a single sprite that had a behavior of being a platform character, and you'll see if I make it big, it just makes it big. That's not what I want. I just want it to be a single sprite, so I'm not going to make it. Notice it doesn't repeat itself. Great. If I was to press play, I'd already have a game, even though I haven't done any coding yet. And you'll see what I do is Mario can go right, Mario can go left, and Mario can jump. That was all because we have the built-in Mario. What I want to do next is I would like to do some coding so that the sprite can change.